And in the studio today, some very special guests who have a heart for what's going on in Ukraine. I know we're all very concerned about we're seeing in the news, just round-the-clock coverage. And as we're recording this, the battle has been going on for 5-6 days. And people are wondering how they can help, how they can know more about ways to relieve the suffering that's going on with the Ukrainian people. In the studio, some special guests. Of course, you know Pastor Barry Crane, my pastor at North Sound Church in Edmonds. We just had a marathon recording session with a bunch of other pastors, which we'll hear more about. But you told me about John's efforts in Ukraine relief. And why don't you introduce John?
Yeah, so John will share with us this morning, but John has been a friend for many years, and I've known of his involvement in the Ukraine with the Nehemiah Center in Uzhgorod in western Ukraine. And with stuff that's going on in Ukraine, we decided as a church that we wanted to do something, and so we immediately are getting off a check to help the Nehemiah Center because they're receiving refugees. But John has a whole lot more information about that and ways that our listeners can give if they would like to.
John, tell us a little bit about your involvement with this ministry and how long it's been. I heard that you've been to Ukraine like 25 times.
Correct. That's right. Yeah. So started going in 1994. And our work there was basically helping these young pastors who needed training, who had just come to the Lord. And so many people of that age group were just needing training and leadership development. So started right after the fall of the Soviet Union. And then in year 2000, we were able to actually build a ministry center in Uzhgorod, Ukraine. We named it the Nehemiah Center. And Uzhgorod is a city about the size of Everett, Washington. And it's located right there on the southwest corner where Ukraine touches Hungary and Slovakia. We have about 45 beds there, 3 classrooms, full kitchen, and a staff of 6. And so during this crisis, we're just opening it up to multiple refugees coming from the east. Some of those people are able to cross the border into Poland and Hungary, Slovakia as well.
Is this area of Ukraine all under fire from the Russians yet, or
no? It's
do you think
not.
It's going to be, or it's
we don't know, Mark. But right now, everything is still open. The Nehemiah Center has been planning now for the last week or more, stockpiling food and mattresses. We were planning on accommodating 100 people, but right now they already have that 100 people from the east, and so we're getting more mattresses and more food right now.
So, John, as we have talked about your work there and the current circumstances, the refugee traffic is pretty significant. Do you have any anticipation of just how great the need is there?
Well, yeah. So at this particular point, we're also saying, hey, we'll put up tents in the yard because just in 3 days, we've already have received 100 people. So we're anticipating a lot more people to show up here in the next few days.
And does it look like they're going to be longer-term residents there, or is it kind of a way station for refugees on the way west?
Well, we're not sure of that yet, Barry. It's going to be, I think, some both of that.
And to tell us a little more about the nature of the need, perhaps, and how folks can respond financially if they choose to help, and perhaps why they might want to give to the Nehemiah Center rather than just throwing in with the Red Cross or other organizations.
Yeah, thanks for asking that question. Well, the Nehemiah is a Christian ministry. And it has a board that exists of both European pastors and American personnel as well as Ukrainian citizens. And so we've aligned with Mission Dispatch, which is located right here in Edmonds, Washington. And it's a 501c3. And you can give to Mission Dispatch here locally. You can go to the website at missiondispatch.org.
Question I have, tell us a little bit about the spiritual climate in Ukraine, like compared to Russia. I mean, after the fall of the Soviet Union, there's freedom of religion. I've seen that there's quite a large Christian community in Ukraine.
Yeah, a very large Christian community in Ukraine. As we've been told, Ukraine has sent out more missionaries, Christian missionaries, than any other European country in the last 15 years.
Wow.
When we first started going to Ukraine in 1994, it was just an amazing time. Thousands and thousands of people were coming to the Lord through just home churches and through people testifying of their coming to the Lord. And that's why our center was able to be developed. So since that time, many, many churches have sprung up. Even in the city of Uzhgorod in 1994, there were only probably about 8 Christian churches in town. That's in addition to the Catholic and Orthodox churches. And now there's probably well over 35 Christian churches in the city of Uzhgorod.
I noticed in some information that we had, John, that they're saying that 70% of Ukrainians identify as Christians.
Yeah, that's correct. I'm not really sure exactly what those stats really mean, but it's very much a Christian country. It has been for many, many years. The Ukrainian Orthodox Church has been there for many, many years, of course, hundreds of years, as well as the Russian Orthodox Church. But the Ukrainian Orthodox Church is very robust.
And John, in terms of giving, so Mission Dispatch is a 501c3 organization, a nonprofit. And my assumption is every dollar that is given will go directly to Ukraine. There will be no administrative fees. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Mission Dispatch does charge a 3% fee, but that's being waived upon the board meeting yesterday to waive that fee, and all funds given will go directly to Nehemiah Ukraine.
So once again, why don't you give us the information for those who wish to give?
Yeah, you can go to the website at missiondispatch.org and scroll down to the button that says Give, and you will find at the top of that list Ukraine Relief Fund. And those funds will go directly to the Nehemiah Center.
And John, is there a link on the website to you if people have further questions?
There is a link on the Mission Dispatch site if you go under Mission Dispatch Team, and you will find my name there and my email address.
Okay, good to hear about some great efforts that are going on there in Ukraine and will continue to go on. John Taylor of Mission Dispatch, again, missiondispatch.org for more details.